Here are the 2025 habits you need as a couple. Now, some of these will be things that you know, some of these will be things that you haven't thought of, and some of these are things that you know and are not doing. Let's be real. Most of the time, these are things that you know of and are not doing. And there are a couple here that you won't know of as well. But what's really important is going into 2025 is to not bring the same stuff with us. We can do new things to get a new result. And that's what I want you to get from today is that there are actually intentional things that you can put in the calendar today to make the biggest difference for your 2025. Sit down with your partner, listen to this episode, get a pen and paper, write these out, and then I want you to action them and implement them so your 2025 is on fire, that it is passionate, that it is connected, that it is full of love and romance, because you both deserve that, right? You deserve the real, authentic, deep, connected relationship. Now, number one is to practice mindful listening. Now, I know this is something that's said a lot, but a lot of the times we listen to respond and not listen to listen and take it in. If you practice being fully intentional, fully present when the other person's speaking, it can make such a big difference. Yes, nod your head, summarize, show that you're actually interested and engaging in their thoughts. Number two, this is such a big one that most people don't do, is regular emotional check-ins with their partner. Find out what's going on for them. What are they feeling? What stresses are happening? What needs shift? Like this one practice can stop fights, misunderstandings, help you feel like a team, help you both feel supported and respected. This one thing can be such a big pivotal change in your relationship. A lot of people in relationships do not feel emotionally supported. And if you don't feel emotionally supported in your romantic relationship, there is definitely something wrong. And if you can implement this in a safe relationship, then it makes such a big difference. Number three is intentional time together. I'm going to hammer that drum forever. You can't phone this in. You can't outsource this. You actually have to put the time, energy, and effort in, make quality time for one another without interruptions, shared hobbies, going for a walk together, date nights. Show the other person that they are valued and important to you. Express your gratitude. It is so pivotal to your relationship thriving. One little bit of gratitude can carry the other person to want to do all of these things for you. If you think about one bit of gratitude that your boss gives you and how much that means, it's even more impactful than the paycheck, right? So think about how that translates to your relationship. It makes a huge difference. So sprinkle these in throughout your week. Yes, you can put alerts and reminders, get a system in place to make sure this happens, that it doesn't slip your mind, and be meaningful and specific when you do this. Support their personal goals, right? We all go into 2025 with new hopes, new dreams, new goals. So support each other. You can literally be one another's biggest cheerleader. And this is a great opportunity to reset and think, how can I support my partner for 2025? Ask them, what is your personal goals? What is your individual goals for next year? And what do they look like? How can I support you in them? If you both are on the same page and you both want to, say, help one of you get a fitness goal in place, then it's going to be so much easier because the other person's not going to come home with 3 blocks of chocolates, for example. Or if you both want to have X amount in savings, both of you being on the same page for that is really, really crucial, even if it's a personal goal, right? I think this can be one of your main key takeaways from this episode, because when you support the other person's personal goals, my gosh, they feel cared for, valued, important, appreciated, because most of the time it's not really always applicable to them, right? It doesn't actually help them in any way. It actually does, but it doesn't look like that on the surface, but deep down it does help them. If you've got a partner who's lit up and happy, it changes everything in terms of your relationship. Number 6, my absolute favorite, playfulness and humor. Now, you need to make time for this. It doesn't happen naturally. Sometimes it does, which is really awesome, but it doesn't usually, especially if things are intense. So how can you break out a routine? How can you have some fun and silliness and playfulness together? Honestly, it's like a release valve for yourself to release pressure and stress. The people that do this don't tend to be really stressed. They're more resilient, right? They can handle this stuff a lot easier. So I really want you to think about this. How can you implement more playfulness and humor into your relationship? Number 7, conflict resolution skills. Practice them. Yes, actually practice them. So practice using I statements, set rules for fights so you're on the same page. You can navigate disagreements respectfully, and you should. And if you don't know, I have so many other YouTube videos you can go and have a look at that go into how you can fight smarter, reconnect better, all of the things. So go and check those out. Physical affection rituals. When you are physically affectionate with your partner, it decreases cortisol, your stress hormone, increases oxytocin, which is your love and bonding hormone. And honestly, everything becomes better. Your communication is better, your intimacy better, all of the things. So how can you do this on a regular basis? I don't want to see it once a week. I want to see it on a regular basis. And what does that look like for you as a couple? Number 9, sharing responsibilities. Now, the mental load is a conversation I have far too often with couples. So how can you actually make a household where you share financial responsibilities, household responsibilities, share the duties, and do it according to your strengths and their strengths? So don't be delegating stuff that you're good at. Break it up and see how that can reduce your mental load and stress, and at least feel like you're on the same team. And here's a tip. Sometimes we think it's got to be fully 50-50. Sometimes it's not even. Sometimes it's just 3 or 4 pivotal things that are taken off your plate that makes a huge difference. So just look at that, think about that, get a pen and paper and start working towards how it can be shared a little bit more evenly. Number 10, intentional digital detoxes. I think in 2025, if we could have more intentional digital detoxes, we would have greater connection. One of the main things that I see stand in between couples connecting is computers, TVs, phones, iPads, every digital device known to man. Really interestingly, recently had my couples counseling retreat. It was sold out. It went amazingly well. I've had the best feedback from every single couple that attended. It's a beautiful, intimate group for couples. They have their own private cabin, private entrances, private spa bars, full kitchens, beautiful fireplace and patio on the most gorgeous setting where we meet together on this massively huge, beautiful dam. It's actually a wedding venue setting. It is gorgeous on the Sunshine Coast hinterland. Hint, there may be one coming up in 2025. So feel free to reach out. I might drop the link below as well. And it's just such a game changer. So many of them were like, I was so nervous about not having phone reception. Full disclosure, if you're a parent, you can be contactable. There is a main phone there that I would give you the number and you can be contactable at all times. So you don't need to stress about that. But they couldn't get emails, their phone wasn't dinging and all of the things. And they were all saying, I was really worried about it. I was really, really stressed that I wasn't going to be contactable 24/7. And, for the first little while, it felt a bit weird. But honestly, we have had some of the best conversations that we've had since before kids. Some of them it's 10 years. Some of them it's 15 years ago since they've had these amazing conversations. And if you can have the conversations and work through things and set goals where you're both aligned, so you're moving in the same direction and learn skills to foster and nurture your relationship, it makes all of the difference. And so there is so much to be said for intentionally digital detoxing. And that is literally one of the reasons why I run the retreat where I do, because it is built for connection. Every part of the retreat is set up for connection. There is massages, there is fun downtime, there is the opportunities for lighting candles and spicy date nights or going out for a date night. Like there is opportunities for beautiful picnics on the property. It is set up for ultimate connection. And this is what we don't have in our life. Our life and our environment is literally set up for disconnection. So if I can give you something for 2025, it would be intentional digital detoxes. So you can have periods of time where you get really, really connected with one another. Now, I know it's not possible 24/7, but when you sprinkle these in here and there throughout your year, it makes such a difference. And, while you're at it, you might as well check out the retreat for 2025 because it's going to be epic. It'll sell out super quick. The last one did really, really fast. So go and check that out. And let me know what's the one thing you're going to take from this episode. What's the one thing you're going to implement? Go and do that. And I'd love to hear how it goes. It's time for you to go and turn your relationship on.